Hey everyone, Trader Tim here from eMiniMind.com. Today's Monday, April 17th, bringing you a market analysis video for the week. Have a number of economic news announcements coming out. We also have earnings and options expiration on Friday. So there's a number of things here that could potentially move the markets. We got Beige Book Wednesday, housing starts tomorrow. We'll be doing a live trading session tomorrow. You can check that out, eminimind.com/VIP. Thursday, jobless claims before the bell, and Friday, existing home sales. We've once again come down to the daily long at 2330s, bounced off of that level and closed just above yesterday's high. 2345 was the high, and 2345.25 was today's close. We've got a short above us drawn from highs to lows, and we broke that short earlier a week and a half ago, but then sold right back off immediately right into the range that we've had for a couple of weeks now, 2330s to 2360s. The program we've been on is shorting at highs, buying at lows. I think as the week moves on here, there's been a good amount of breakouts from a number of individual stocks. So let's take a look at those. And sometimes the individual stocks, sort of like the VIX, can lead us and give us a clue as to which direction the broader market might break. So if we start by looking at the S&P, you can see the decline, sort of lower highs, and then now this double bottom that we've put in here, overall sideways in the last 2 months. But now if we go to, we'll start with Apple, because Apple did not break out today. Apple is just sort of drifted sideways to lower, moving the last 3 days here. Very tight consolidation. But now if we go to Google, we see the nice breakout off of the triangle formation. Same with Amazon breaking above Thursday's high. And Netflix also breaking out with earnings. So a number of the more heavily traded stocks breaking out. Oh, before I go back to the ES, if we look at the volatility index, we broke down nicely a bearish engulfment pattern on the VIX, and so we should expect the S&P to do the opposite. And we just broke highs at the close here today. And so while we're right in the middle of the range this afternoon, I'm looking forward to a good trading day tomorrow and Wednesday. We have the potential to move strongly, trending back up to the top of the range and potentially through it. If we can break this 2375 high back here, the swing high, that would also coincide with breaking the 61.8, the 2370. That would be a very strong case for the bulls. I'm not super bearish down here. I mean, if we go all the way back to a weekly chart, this little pullback is very little relative to the run that we've had. And we've gone into a very tight triangle formation. You can see it a little bit better on the weekly, but if I go to a daily chart, you can see the lower highs that we've put in on the way down, and then the higher lows at the same time. So as we get tighter and tighter, we can expect a break, and typically that break comes in the direction that the previous trend was. So we were trending up, tight consolidation. So I'm looking for the markets to give us some nice trending environments to have some good follow through on these day trades. The markets have been looking pretty good this morning. From overnight yesterday's close to the morning's highs, markets have been pulling back and retracing right to their 50% all throughout the morning, pulling back to the 50, getting a nice rally. And so there haven't been a ton of setups, but the markets have been relatively technical given that we're stuck between two 50s. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the 6E, and the 6E has been pretty lackluster for the last year since they've gone to half pips. If we look at the 512, there's really not a ton of trading activity that's really actionable. But if you go down to, here I'll put on today, so you can see the 512, there's really not much activity. But if you go to a 133, there's a little bit more highs and lows that you can begin to start using as anchor points. Not a ton of noise, and some okay ranges. This morning, from highs to lows, we didn't get that first pullback to the 50, but the second high to low did pull back to the 50 with a pretty tight range between the 50 and the 61, and had a nice sell-off. So I'm continuing to look at the euro. I'm hopeful that it comes back around. It's definitely not what it was in 09, 010, 2011, 12, that time frame, but there is still potential. So I'll be looking at the 133 a little bit more on the 6E and seeing what we can drum up with that. But as we head forward into the week, getting tighter and tighter, so I'm looking forward to some sort of break. It could be up, it could be down, it doesn't really matter. At this point, the bulls have stepped in quite a bit every time we've come down to the long. There's been strong buying, whereas at highs we've sort of just kind of been pushed back a little bit, and the times that we've pushed back more, the bulls have stepped in halfway through the day and pushed the market back higher. So at this point, it seems like the bulls are still in control. There's definitely a little bit more indecision and uncertainty in the markets, but by no means am I getting overly bearish. But I am expecting a break, and in a break that would be 50 to 100 points. If we start breaking highs, we have a target up at 24.33, so that's 100 points from where we're at now. So when I say I'm expecting some sort of a break, if we start breaking down and break these swing lows, break the 61.8, then I would be looking for a very large 100-point move down, and if we start breaking up, breaking out, then I'd be looking for a 100-point move to the upside. So I think there's some really good trading opportunities coming up between now and say the end of May. So stay tuned. You can check out the live trading session, emoneymind.com/VIP. I hope you have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.